ni abalelo bashima pepo babufi baputi bamapiete bakabepa bwiminime in the name of Jesus bakabepa standizo ababa ashima pepo ala china nabona ule fyupo fyabene amayanda yonse nayo na ikobu fibweka bweka umuntu aletula nababike imiseke kuntanshiro bari amukutulenda makunganda takulifya kulya abulenda maya tula ma basket at taifu shima pepo ale wina lensha ne myotoka shima pepo ale kula yena takula tula fienda lama iweta ukula yo kabiringa mwatula sana elo le sala mipale fingi nomba ifingi fyalafu makuipantule yo le tulila shima pepo mwe bantu bakwale sala isukeni amenso abenge abalumendo tabayana kuko kuma Bible college ulanda tikuya kusambile evo theology takwaba tabayako bapanga fya imafya tinebo pastor as long as na ishwe chisungu chitarine chipine cha konka po akomeka neshiwe nishima pepo elonga bale kitaba shima pepo na babeta ne sapato na ka jacket ero ba atemo ma slim fit kaidi abakashana pali slim fit po baposa amezo kutinga api kachi bana na koto
Good evening and welcome to Bmtv Main News at 18 hours, broadcasting live across the nation on Top Star Channel 114, streaming live on Facebook via Bmtv Channel 114, on YouTube as Bmtv Zambia, and streaming worldwide on www.bmtvzambia.com. From breaking local developments to major stories shaping Africa and the world, we bring you trusted, timely and balanced coverage as it happens. Let's take a look at the headlines. Mines PS officiates high-level dialogue. Local fish traders feel the heat as competition intensifies. Zambia receives new envoys to strengthen diplomatic ties. While in international news, Democratic Republic of Congo asks FIFA to refund World Cup tickets over US Ebola travel restrictions. And in sports, cyclist completes 3,350 kilometers journey from Zambia to South Africa. To present the news in details, my name is Tamwani Nkata. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development has officiated at the high-level multi-stakeholder dialogue on Zambia's National Critical Minerals Strategy held at Intercontinental in Lusaka. The dialogue has brought together government officials, mining stakeholders, industry experts and cooperating partners to discuss Zambia's roadmap in harnessing critical minerals for economic growth and industrial development. The meeting focused on strengthening policy direction, value addition, investment opportunities, and sustainable exploitation of critical minerals as the country positions itself in the global energy transition agenda. Government says the strategy is expected to enhance Zambia's competitiveness in the mining sector while creating jobs and promoting inclusive economic development. More details from the following report.
And restrict export of critical materials in raw form. Value addition shall and must take place in Zambia. Government, therefore, continue to support initiatives that are aimed at strengthening research, technical capacity, and knowledge systems within the mining sector. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to state that the government of the Republic of Zambia remains steadfast in creating a predictable, transparent, and competitive mining sector that attracts investment and promotes responsible resource development. Beyond the strategic objectives I have highlighted, government has also undertaken a number of policies, legal, institutional, and other strategic interventions that are aimed at strengthening governance and improving the overall performance of the mining sector. Among these interventions is the establishment of the Minerals Regulation Commission.
Fish farming has continued to play a significant role in Zambia's economic growth through employment creation and food production. But traders at Mobile Market in Lusaka say the sector is becoming increasingly difficult for local businesses to survive due to competitors. Our reporter, Sontua Morris Sinkala, brings us the details in the following report.
Fish farming has over time been an important sector to the country's economic growth through job creation and increased food supply. However, the aquaculture sector has recently received mixed reactions from players in the industry. Traders at Mobile Market in Chibodia, one of the largest fish markets in Lusaka, have expressed concerns over the growing involvement of Chinese nationals in the sector.
Chinese bafundisha bakutegesa bisoesa byakafiwe market taikwete sana ife na ifakaidi imitengo yatusana kuma Chinese na kuma imitengo yatusana kudo media mutwista 60 kwacha package then benanga bapanga bwino basombola bwino mu filimu afya kwe fesabi balesa mukubesha kwe imitengo ero nomba abantu bale kutukira kula kwine so ife kuno ni shinomba problem twakwati ife profit ile chepa mlando kwa expense katwapenda utampira kulipa kufuma mmeshi kula baba yuta ila bakweleka mu maboti bali pila futi baisalipira ku maboti ene pakuleta kwa aba futi kwa aba bali pile futi transport ya moto badona pena pa market balesa mukulipira futi amafriji nga bayikisha pena pali baba yuta bali pilisha na bene so tulesa ngo tia market na enanga twalika kulija expense yeka ila fana ku 400.
Traders say their business have drastically gone down due to the lower prices being offered by Chinese-owned fish businesses.
Doctor Chinese wakasteka nsomba mwani mbelaki ana pasa mpada tu Chinese wakasteka nsomba wacha wantu nchumanzi waza napoti pasa machanji madai slow mwaiwoni one mlangane mno Mzambia mwatu tenzeli be sugar tenzeli be BP but pale masikuwa anotulwana mwana chuka mumala apesika kutana na machallenge ya chanji ya sugar na BP somba zao mkalangane sichoka vimina sibisira bija vopitirira bija ni problem bwaji jamerengezi.
Some traders have since appealed to the government to put measures in place that will protect local businesses while promoting fair competition in the aquaculture industry. Reporting for Bmtv News, this is Sondwa.
President Hakainde Hichilema has received letters of credence from newly accredited high commissioners from ambassadors from Tanzania, Indonesia, Greece, Norway, Gabon, and Mexico as Zambia continues to strengthen diplomatic relations with nations across the globe. President Hichilema said Zambia's foreign policy remains anchored on two key pillars, namely peace, security, and stability, as well as economic diplomacy. The head of state noted that peace is critical for national development and sustainable growth, adding that economic opportunities are equally important in sustaining stability among nations. He further stated that Zambia will continue working closely with the respective countries to enhance cooperation in areas such as trade, investment, energy, agriculture, tourism, and regional integration for mutual benefit of the people. More details from the following clip.
Here in Zambia, our people here in Zambia. And that really is a continuation of the tradition of partnerships. People-to-people partnership, business-to-business, government-to-government, and also a combination of this, which is very important in today's world, especially the world that appears polarized. Yet, from where I stand, the world should be more consolidated today, given our lessons of the First World War, the Second World War, and obviously the heritage of migration movement of people, sometimes forced movements, not by consensus, but also really what we've learned by working together through the UN system. We must be in a position to understand each other, the needs of each other, and the common interests of our peoples across the world without exception. With a digital world, obviously, we should be closer together now than ever before. And knowing that we have a lot of vested interest in each other, common interest in each other, and benefits, shared benefits for all our populations. And I think it's important that I say this, that we believe that as a country, our foreign policy is firmly anchored on two pillars. One is peace, security, stability. Peace, security, stability. And secondly, economic diplomacy, development. And I'll say a few things around each one of those. Peace, security, stability, we are each other's keeper. There's no question about it. And we have coined a phraseology here that instability anywhere is instability everywhere. We see the impact of the wars in Europe, the war in Europe, the impact of the war in the Middle East. And that one strait, most of us didn't understand. I didn't understand. I wasn't conscious that the Strait of Hormuz alone accounts for close to 23% of the global supply of fuel. And so when there is instability in the
Climate-smart agriculture expert Dr. Oliver Kandela Bulaya has described the projected 2025-2026 national maize harvest as a historic milestone in Zambia's agricultural transformation and resilience against climate change shocks. Dr. Bulaya says the projected maize output of over 4.9 million metric tons, as announced through the crop forecasting survey by the Zambia Statistics Agency and the Ministry of Agriculture, reflects the positive impact of strategic investments in agriculture, climate adaptation, and farmer support systems. He says the bumper harvest demonstrates improved farmer confidence, resilience, and the growing importance of climate-smart agriculture and safeguarding national food systems. More details from the following clip.
We commend the government through the Ministry of Agriculture based on the survey results by the Zambia Statistics Agency in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture that has projected maize output of 4.9 metric tons, one of the highest in the history. For this demonstrates the positive impact of strategic investments in the agricultural sector, and also fostering issues of climate adaptation and farmer support system. This projected bumper harvest is not merely production statistics. It is a national achievement that reflects resilience, strategic leadership, improved farmer confidence, and the growing importance of climate-smart agriculture in safeguarding food systems. We have to know as a country that we've set ourselves a target of about 10 million metric tons by 2030. And in this case, the strategies that have been put in place based on a CASIP working in...
A fatal road traffic accident in Kafue has claimed the life of one person and left 10 others seriously injured after two vehicles collided head-on along the Great North Road. Police spokesperson Godfrey Chilawi said the accident occurred around 19 hours on Tuesday at Muhango Curve in Kafue district. Mr. Chilawi said the accident involved a Toyota Hiace minibus registration number AIE 7650, driven by 36-year-old Muzondewa Hamapongo of Siavonga, which was traveling from north to south with 11 passengers on board. The other vehicle involved was an unregistered Toyota Land Cruiser driven by 31-year-old Justin Njovu of Chirundu, who was traveling in the opposite direction. The police spokesperson said the collision resulted in fatal head injuries to an unidentified female passenger aged between 25 and 30 years, who was pronounced dead upon arrival at Kafue District General Hospital. Mr. Chilawi said the deceased body has been deposited in the hospital mortuary awaiting identification and a post-mortem examination. He added that the driver of the Toyota Land Cruiser escaped unhurt, while the driver of the minibus sustained minor injuries. Mr. Chilabi said the police have instituted investigations into the accident. He further urged motorists to exercise caution on the roads, particularly when approaching curves and other dangerous sections. He also called on drivers to adhere to road traffic rules and regulations to safeguard lives. We'll take our first commercial break, and when we return, international news. Please do stay with us.
Abeni abalelo bashima people babufi baputi bamapietre bakabepa bwiminime in the name of Jesus bakabepa standizo ababa ashima people ala china nabona ulefi upo fyabeni amayanda yonse nayo na ikobu fibweka bwe umuntu aletula nababike imiseke kuntashira bari amukutulenda makunganda takulifya kulya abulenda maya tula ma basket at type shima people ale wina lensha ne myotoka shima pepo ale kula yena takula tula fienda lama iweta ukula yo kabiringa mwatula sana elo le sala mipale fingi nomba ifingi fyala fuma kuipantule yo le tulila shima pepo mwe bantu bakwale sala isukeni amenso abenge abalumendo tabayana kuko kuma Bible college ulanda tikuya kusambile evo theology takwaba tabayako bapanga fya imafya tinebo pastor as long as na ishwe chisungu chitarine chipine cha konka po akomeka neshiwe nishima pepo elonga bale kitaba shima pepo na babeka ne sapato na ka jacket ero ba atemo ma slim fit kaidi abakashana pali slim fit epo baposa amezo kutinga api bukachi bana na koto
27th of May. Simply Frank, features a vibrant, young man who is the chairman of UPND, youth. He's got another second, term, taking, the youths, hopefully to another, level. On this program, he outlines a number of issues, including making an appeal against the violence as we go towards, the elections. On Simply Frank, my guest, Gilbert Liswaniso, Chairman, UPND Youths. Don't forget, it is Bmtv, Channel 114, Top Star. Simply Frank, I'm Frank, don't miss it. of May. Simply Frank, features a vibrant, young man who is the chairman of UPND, youth. He's got another second, term, taking, the youths, hopefully to another, level. On this program, he outlines a number of issues, including making an appeal against the violence as we go towards, the elections. On Simply Frank, my guest, Gilbert Liswaniso, Chairman, UPND Youths. Don't forget, it is Bmtv, Channel 114, Top Star. Simply Frank, I'm Frank, don't miss it.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Bmtv main news with me, Tamani Kata. And now the international news. The Democratic Republic of Congo has officially requested that FIFA reimburse its fans for the 2026 World Cup tickets, as they are now unable to enter the United States due to health restrictions related to the Ebola outbreak. For the first time since 1974, the Leopards will return to the world's premier football competition. However, this historic qualification risks being overshadowed by the health crisis affecting the Central and East Africa. Since the World Health Organization declared a public health emergency of international concern on May 16th, U.S. authorities have suspended entry to the country for anyone who has been in the DRC, Uganda, or South Sudan in the past 21 days. African News has more details.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo is asking FIFA to refund its fans for World Cup tickets due to health restrictions over the Ebola outbreak. The Leopards are returning to the tournament for the first time since 1974, and supporters had been hoping to see their team in action. But earlier this month, the US suspended entry to anyone who's been in the DRC, Uganda or South Sudan in the last 3 weeks. That's left ticket holders out of pocket in a year when prices skyrocketed due to FIFA's dynamic pricing system. Unlike the fans, the Congolese national team shouldn't be affected by the new measures. Most players play abroad, while staff left the DRC in time to comply with quarantine restrictions.
The first group of around 300 Ghanaian nationals departed from OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg on Wednesday as Ghana began a voluntary repatriation program for citizens wanting to leave South Africa amid growing anti-immigrant tensions. Another group was expected to leave on Sunday. Families and travelers gathered at the airport with luggage trolleys and suitcases as officials and police coordinated the departure. We take our second commercial break and return with sports.
Zambia is one of the countries that is really slugging in terms of their commercial power into some of this. We can't compare ourselves to Nigeria. No. We can't compare ourselves to South Africa. Even Rwanda. More reason why it's been very difficult to even monetize our social media platforms. If you look at it, we are 22 million. Rwanda is 14 million. Rwanda is monetized. We are not monetized. Now, people don't understand. The artists go out there, they're making noise. Hey, why is government to us? No, it's simple. The last project we did together, okay, and I was telling some young ones, I was like, I want you to learn certain things from Pakeni. When it's coming to a scene, no matter how many, the bulk of lines he has to bring out, he has mastered the art of understanding and making sure that everything that he says, there's diction and it's within the framework. When I was on Zuba, one of the most professional people, I will use the word profession, is Mwaka. Mwaka is very good. Yeah. Now, I've picked on Mwaka because Mwaka was basically carrying that show, and she knew every time she went on set to say, I'm here to be directed. I'm not here to bring out the ego. And executive producers, I always love to say, executive producers are the most petty people I can ever think. And it just comes to you. It's a disease that comes. They want me to go and shoot a film in Mrs. with kids, Pachala, and with flies and say, now this is Zambia. No. I'm not going to tell that sort of story. So exactly. Okay? Yeah. Don't we have Zambians using guns now, shooting themselves? Yeah, we do. I'm still hurt that someone out there or some people out there had to shut down or turned down the film fund without researching on it. When in the actual sense, they, the same ones, are the ones that approved the film policy. And the film fund is one of the biggest factors embedded within the film policy. And hearing them shutting it down actually showed how down they were.
Welcome back, and now sports news. Zambian cyclist James Falanga, popularly known as One Yeye International, has successfully completed a 3,350-kilometer cycling journey from Lusaka to Cape Town, South Africa, after spending 34 days on the road promoting African unity, culture, and tourism. Falanga, who began the expedition on April 15th, traveled through Botswana before reaching Cape Town as part of what he described as a mission to promote borderless and united Africa. Upon his arrival at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport in Lusaka today, he was received by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media, Tabo Kawana, and Permanent Secretary for Youth, Sport and Arts, Mr. Kangwa Chilishe. Speaking after the journey, Falanga said the experience allowed him to appreciate the diversity and resilience of African people across the region. He said during the tour, he interacted with traditional leaders, school children, truck drivers, media personalities, and ordinary citizens whose stories reflected the spirit of togetherness on the continent. Falanga added that despite differences in language and nationality, the spirit of Ubuntu continues to unite Africans beyond borders. In other sports news, Kafua Celtic has announced the inaugural Rising Stars Under-17 International Tournament set for the 5th to June 7th, 2026 at the Crocs Swamp Ground in Chamba Valley, Lusaka. The tournament marks a historic milestone for the club as it hosts international competition for the first time, highlighting its commitment to youth football development and regional sporting collaboration. The competition will bring together top under-17 sides from across Southern and Central Africa in what organizers describe as a highly competitive and developmental football showcase. More details from the following report.
So all of us at Kafua Celtic Football Club are super excited to announce the Under-17 Rising Stars International Tournament. This is the first tournament of its kind that the club is hosting, and guess what? We have invited other as well-established international academies, international football clubs that are going to be participating. So far, we have confirmed participation from the Democratic Republic of Congo, from Malawi, and above all, we have confirmed participation from our international renowned scouts and football experts and football consultants that are going to be coming in from Europe just to come and support some of the best talents that the region has to offer. This is a big step for us as a football club in the direction that we aim to aspire and to also establish ourselves as a force to reckon with, really, when it comes to identifying, nurturing, as well as exposing talent to the rest of the world. So the event, everything is set. Preparations have reached in full swing, and we are super excited. The players that are coming in, the players that have been assembled from the local select side, as well as the under-17 boys that we already have at the football club, are super excited, and they are looking forward to showcasing their talents. So if you are around, please do come and join us, and we look forward to hosting many more of such events. You know, Kafua Celtic Football Club, over the years, we have invested so much in ensuring that the talent that we have and some of the people that are connected to us are scouted by some of the best in Europe. And this time around, we thought, you know what, as opposed to sending footages around to the other people, why don't they just come and see for themselves some of the best talents that Zambia as well as the region has to offer. So we are super excited about this. Thank you so much.
Well, that football story, it wraps up our news this evening. But as we wrap up the news, a quick look at the stories that made headlines. Mines PS officiates high-level dialogue. Local fish traders feel the heat as competition intensifies. Zambia receives new envoys to strengthen diplomatic ties. While in international news, Democratic Republic of Congo asks FIFA to refund World Cup tickets over US Ebola travel restrictions. And in sports, cyclist completes 3,350-kilometer journey from Zambia to South Africa. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's Bmtv main news. We sincerely thank you, our valued viewers, for choosing to stay informed with us. This evening, special appreciation goes to our dedicated reporters, the camera crew, producers, technical staff, and the entire production team working tirelessly behind the scenes to make this broadcast possible night after night. From all of us here at Bmtv, thank you for your company, your trust, and your continued support. Until next time, stay informed and keep watching Bmtv. Good evening.
Zambia is one of the countries that is really slugging in terms of their commercial power into some of this. We can't compare ourselves to Nigeria. No. We can't compare ourselves to South Africa, even Rwanda. More reason why it's been very difficult to even monetize our social media platforms. If you look at it, we are 22 million. Rwanda is 14 million. Rwanda is monetized. We are not monetized. Now, people don't understand. The artists go out there, they're making noise. Hey, why is government to us? No, it's simple. The last project we did together, okay, and I was telling some young ones, I was like, I want you to learn certain things from Pakeni. When it's coming to a scene, no matter how many, the bulk of lines he has to bring out, he has mastered the art of understanding and making sure that everything that he says, there's diction and it's within the framework. When I was on Zuba, one of the most professional people, I will use the word profession, is Mwaka. Mwaka is very good. Yes. Now, I've picked on Mwaka because Mwaka was basically carrying that show, and she knew every time she went on set to say, I'm here to be directed. I'm not here to bring out the ego. And executive producers, I always love to say, executive producers are the most petty people I can ever think. And it just comes to you. It's a disease that comes. They want me to go and shoot a film in Mrs. with kids, Pachala, and with flies, and say, now this is Zambia. No. I'm not going to tell that sort of story. So exactly. Okay? Yeah. Don't we have Zambians using guns now, shooting themselves? Yeah, we do. I'm still hurt that someone out there, or some people out there, had to shut down or turned down the film fund without researching on it. When in the actual sense, they, the same ones, are the ones that approved the film policy. And the film fund is one of the biggest factors embedded within the film policy. And hearing them shutting it down actually showed how down they were.